And just to remind you of the latest results from the election, two states, Abia and Enugu, which collation were suspended over the weekend, have now ended their collation, and the Labour Party candidate in Abia State is now the governor-elect. He was declared winner by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Mr. Alex Oti won in 10 local government areas. Similarly, Peter Omba has also been declared the winner of the election in Enugu State. Mr. Peter Omba is the governorship candidate, was the governorship candidate of the PDP, and now the governor-elect of Enugu. Now, let's bring in a political analyst to look at the results and all the situation that followed the declaration of that result in Enugu. Let's bring in Kennedy Iyeri. He's a political analyst. Good to have you join us.
Thank you, Madam. There's something I would just like to correct. I am not. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Madam, can you hear me? Yes. I would like to just correct something there. I think I would like to be referred to as one of the monitors and the observers of the election, rather than just being an analyst. Right. I follow a lot of political activities and events, but in the case of Enugu, I was one of the key stakeholders.
Observers of that election. All right, noted. All right, so let's get into the conversation.
Not just an observer, I am
It's noted. It's noted, Mr. Iyeri. I wouldn't want us to take time on this so we can have enough time for the conversation. So let's talk about the election, this particular declaration. It took quite a while. Initially, INEC had suspended collation just to review the results. And then Mr. Peter Omba of the PDP has now been declared governor-elect. And what's your thought on how the election played out in Enugu?
Yes. Thank you very much for having me here today. We are happy today because the right thing was done yesterday. It was a clear case of an attempted effort to rig the election because Barrister Peter Omba of the PDP won that election and it was clear. The truth is that he had an edge over the candidate of the Labour Party based on character, competency, and capacity. Barrister Peter Omba is a distinctive man who has outstanding and remarkable achievement. When compared to the candidate of the Labour Party, having been in government and within the political arena, holding portfolios for 3 decades with no legacy to show for it. They actually had to pick him because they believe he could just fly on the wings of Peter Obi, you know, through the bandwagon effect of the obedient revolution, of which I'm a stakeholder. What happened is that they failed to realize that in the 21st century, people are more intelligent than they were in the 20th or in the 19th century. You can't compare the both candidates because they are matchless. The advantage of Barrister Peter Omba, you know, way far higher than that of the Labour Party. So it was like they never created an altar of opportunity for the emergence of Barrister Peter Omba until the day of election when they got a shocker. You know, the people speaking through their ballots, knowing whom they wanted. So overwhelmingly, they elected Barrister Peter Omba. But some certain forces that be, you know, having be shocked because of the votes that Barrister Peter
I'm not sure we still have Mr. Iyeri.
Of Barrister Peter Omba being the winner of that election. Yes.
All right. So let me ask you, what is the task now? What is the task now before Barrister Omba? Because he gave his acceptance speech today. Of course, as usual, he also called on the opposition to join hands with him in moving the state forward, as we will hear from everybody who wins an election. But what do you think is the very task or the priority task before him when he's sworn in?
Simple. I know him too well. He wants to hit the ground running. And I can tell you, he has his own uh, roadmap, you know, on which he tends to drive a very rapid development, in Enugu State. The truth of the matter is that being a man who is large-hearted, he is willing to, bring together all the all the various stakeholders who are at variance, with each other or one another. Barrister Peter Amba is prepared for this task and is ready to take up his responsibility. And I foresee him becoming the best governor Enugu State will ever have over the past 2 decades.
Mm. Mr. Kennedy Yeri, thank you so much for talking to us. I'm sure we'll have you over and over again as we continue to monitor developments in Enugu State.